At On a Divine Note, we explore a wide range of topics that nourish the soul and body.
From healing and wellness to relationships and spirituality, we dive into the mind, self-care, trauma, love, and so much more.
Join us as we create a space for growth, connection, and holistic well-being. Welcome to On a Divine Note. Welcome back to another episode of On a Divine Note. I am Bia.
I'm Naya.
And I'm Shira.
And today we're going to start off the show with mental check-in. So what I do is I do my daily, actually not daily, on Mondays and on Wednesdays, I check in on your mental. So today we're going to start off with a little bit of a mental check-in. Guys, how are you out there today? Please let us know in the comments below. Mental check-in. So yeah, y'all, we back.
We're back.
So are we going to do our mental check-in?
Yes, I want to know, how are you feeling mentally? I can start off today. I am really feeling still. I'm at peace. And I am feeling so aware, honestly. I feel aware, like just in a place of stillness. And I feel good. I feel good.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Just feeling still, huh?
Yes. I feel still. Yeah. How you guys feeling?
What about you?
Mentally, I feel exactly the same. I feel just at peace. I think every time it's like podcast day or anything where I'm just like walking in purpose, I just feel just at peace. I just feel just so good. Divine.
Divine.
I feel divine.
Yes. I love it.
I love that. And I would say I agree with both of y'all. Today I just feel really at peace. Just really good. And Naya, what you said was key. Like walking in purpose just always makes you feel like really, really good. Makes you feel like you're doing what you're supposed to do here on earth.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
It's a different feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I feel at peace. I feel good. I feel energized and rejuvenated. As y'all know, after my little trip, if y'all don't know, I went to Jamaica.
Yes.
And after
For
my
her
trip,
birthday.
Jamaica.
I've been sleeping.
Yeah.
I've been sleeping since I came back. So
Rejuvenating.
Yeah.
But now I feel like completely rejuvenated today and ready to like rock and roll. So.
Good.
I love that.
Love that.
Yes.
Check-in.
Yes.
Check
Definitely check
in.
on yourselves mentally, guys. Every day is so important.
Yes.
Every day. Today, we actually are going to do a mini icebreaker. So, the icebreaker today is I want you guys to name five in 5 seconds, name 3 things that you are passionate about. Okay?
5 seconds. Who want me to do the timer?
You know what? Please do.
Because
Now, but I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm not done.
Oh.
And then explain why you are passionate about those things.
Okay.
3 things in 5 seconds.
But wait.
Okay.
5 seconds ain't enough time.
Right? We got this.
If you really know what
We
you're
got this.
passionate about,
We got this.
just do it. Come on, it's a little
All
game.
right.
Let's go. Who goes first?
Wait. Who gonna go? And I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
Okay, I'll start.
All
Okay.
right. 1, 2, 3, go.
Love, theater, family.
I love
You
it.
still had 2
And
seconds
she
to
did
go.
that. She had 2 seconds to
Seconds
go.
is fair.
So, all right. So you said your 3 things. Now, why is love, family, and theater such
Things I'm
a big
passionate about.
Yeah.
Love. I just love love. I love spreading love. I love receiving love. Like I just love love. And then theater, of course, for those of you that don't know, I am a stage play director and an actress, something I've been doing since I was a little kid. So that's just that's my baby. So I'm very passionate about that. And then family, I adore my family. We always say that we are each other's friends because none of us really have friends because like we have each other and we're so tight, we're so close.
Yeah.
And I cherish my family and I love them so much.
That's beautiful.
Look at you. 5 seconds.
Yes,
down.
5 seconds.
It was like 3 seconds. All right.
That.
You gotta top that.
Now
All right,
top
all
that.
right.
Okay.
that.
All right,
You
Bia,
going or you
Bia,
want me to
Bia.
go?
You go ahead, because I'm still
She was trying to think. No. Trying to cheat.
I'm thinking.
All right. So if you time me,
Wait, is you
is
ready?
that 5 seconds?
Hold on. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, go.
Love, helping people, and my babies.
Okay, that was 5 seconds.
And my babies. Yes. So, love, like Naya said, I love love. Like if love is a religion, or if it could be a religion, I will be that religion.
Yes.
Love is so, it means so much to me because I really do genuinely care about everyone. And
Yeah.
helping people actually ties in with that because I'm just going to speak on yesterday when we were in rehearsal and the guy who wrote the play or helped write the play, I should say, he cried when he seen the work. I don't know if you seen him over there crying. Oh, he was over there crying. And it melted my heart. And I'm just like, man, we are doing this pro bono and it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Because this man is excited and happy about what we're doing for him. So that was amazing. And my babies, y'all, I just love them so much. And I'm talking about, I have my children. I love my children. Don't get me wrong. But my grandkids, it's a different type of love when you have grandkids. Y'all will never know it until you have them. And if anybody out there who have grandkids, they know. But just watching my grandbaby yesterday and my grandson, and just watching them, you know, they so innocent. And that's all they do know right now is love.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because she'd be like, I'd be like, hi, Mom, I missed you. Be
Yes.
like, girl, where's my grandson?
Where's he on?
Where's he going? I'm like, oh, I can't. I wanted a hug, too. That's fine.
Oh, you want a hug, Shara?
Oh,
See, look at her.
give Shira a hug.
Give her a bigger
Give
hug
her a big
next
hug.
time. Because I give her hugs.
And give her a kiss too.
I do.
No.
She be like,
Give
Mom.
her, sure.
Okay, maybe not a kiss, but you give me a
You
hug.
got a hug. Okay.
You give me a hug.
She let me tell her stories. Tell her stories.
All right, I'm going to go. Y'all see,
ready?
I'm not cheating.
All
I'm
right.
going to say what you going to do on
She doing
And I'm
it
doing
on
my
her.
on the spot because I feel like y'all was cheating.
I'm gonna say 3,
We
2,
was
1.
not cheating.
I
3,
feel like y'all was cheating. All right.
2,
1.
Living in purpose, family, and music.
Yes.
5 seconds.
I love it.
Those are
You
good.
know your passion.
Living in purpose, I'm very passionate about. And that's just in general, like whether it's just me living in purpose or just helping other people to live in their purpose and just be genuinely themselves. That's something that I'm really, really passionate about. And that just goes into like helping people as well, just to find out who they are, what they love to do, and then just helping them to push and be that. So that's something that I'm very, very passionate about. And another thing would be music. I love music.
Yeah.
Ever since I was younger, I just really, really resonated with music. And I remember when, I think we told this story last time when I sang to you for the first time because I was like, I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to sound like Lauryn Hill. I used to love the Cheetah Girls at the time, so I think it was, I don't know her real name, but it was Chanel.
Adrian.
Adrian, yes.
Raven.
That was my girl.
I was like, I want to sound good. I want to sing like them, you know.
Yes.
And one day I had sang to my mom and she started crying. And I'm like, oh my God, what is it that bad? And she was like, no, it was good. Like, you made me feel good. So I was like, oh, okay. Like, you know, so from that point on, I knew that music wasn't just like something that you would dance to and that it was something deeper. You can actually change people's lives with music. You can actually make a difference.
Yes.
You can change their mood, you know, with music. So that's something I'm really passionate about, singing, doing music. And what was the last thing I said? Did I say family?
Family.
And everybody knows me. I'm a love bug. I'm a love bug. I love my family and including friends because there are
Yes.
friends that I consider to be family to me. So yeah, I'm really, really passionate about that. Very protective. I'm a
Yes.
Scorpio. You my little
very
stinger may come
protective.
out. I'm
Yes.
very protective. I'm very
Ridiculous.
loving over my family. All right.
Okay.
a little bit too much. Oh, I'm joking. I'm joking.
You know what?
It's a good thing.
It's a good
I
thing.
love it though.
We
I
love
do.
it.
I really
And
do.
I'm loving, I'm a ride or die.
Yes.
I got my family's back,
Yeah.
and you know, vice versa. I'm like really big on loyalty and all that.
Mhm.
So yeah, family, music, and living in purpose.
I
I would
love
say
that.
those are the things.
Period.
Those are the
that.
things.
Love it.
So
Wow.
now for today's episode, we're actually going to be talking about healing and how to start the healing journey.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
So where do we even start with that? Like, so how do you know that it's time to start your healing journey?
Can I begin with that one?
Yeah.
Only because it's just it's been so big with me. You know, when I absolutely positively knew for me for healing was relationships.
Mm.
That's when I knew. And no, I'm not just talking about a male relationship, like my relationship. I mean all relationship, friendships, jobs, men. And I knew, I say, why do I allow this man to do this? Why do I allow my girlfriends or whoever to treat me this way? Like, why? Like, it's something that had to be wrong with me. So that's when I realized, like, wow, like you have to, why? It was just like, why would I allow it?
Yes.
And I allowed my very last boyfriend to do way too much to me, you know, and it was just like, why? You know, like, it's something wrong here. It has to be something wrong. So that's when I knew. And of course, you guys will have that during story time. I was very sick, and it actually was pushing me to heal as well.
Even further.
However,
It started there.
it started there. I was
Yeah.
looking at relationships.
That makes perfect sense.
So where was that when you got sick is when you noticed that you needed to heal, or was it before that?
It was actually before. It was before, because I could just remember times when I just would feel so bad and so lonely sometimes, even though this man was laying in the bed with me, right beside me, but I felt empty. I felt so empty, and I was like, what is it? And I would just stand there because I'm like, oh, you know, I worried about his feelings or how he would feel or how he would think, but I'm like, I'm not happy. I'm dying inside. But why am I dying? I had to ask that question to myself. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I started noticing that a lot about myself. Like, wow, like I just don't know what's wrong. I felt confused, scared. I felt angry. I feared everything. I don't know if it was a fear of being alone because I was getting older or what it was. But when you absolutely love yourself, none of that matters.
Yeah.
It's just like you love you and it doesn't matter. But that's when I knew.
That
To me, that was what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I definitely have something similar. Like for me, because with me, you know, I didn't have a father figure that was in my life. Actually, my dad, I don't even think really held me as a baby. Like maybe one time.
He held you. He did. He loved his child.
I knew he loved
I don't know
me.
if he knew how to love
properly.
Yeah. I know that my dad did love me because he would always say it. But I don't think my dad was ever present in my life. He was never really present to the point where he would make me feel loved or teach me how a man should love you or things of that nature, because he didn't probably know how to do that, or I don't know if he got that growing up from his parents. But for my story, I didn't have a father that was present. So I think that for me, I struggled with like an emptiness from men or from a male, you know?
Wow, that's
And
you know that feeling.
I felt an emptiness, and I didn't ever think that it affected me because my mom is such a great mom. You know what I'm saying? And you know, she would do like the self affirmations. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are this. You know. So I had that. I have a really big family. You have 21 brothers and sisters. So I have my uncles and them who would love me. My uncle Sultan, who would pour love into me. But, you know, they're my uncles. They're not my dad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So, and then my mom is my mom. She's not my dad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think that I thought I was fine and I never really recognized it. And then even some of the abuse that I went through when I was younger, like the sexual abuse that I went through when I was younger. And just like even that form of things, like being introduced to sex early
Wow.
and like just like different things that happened when I was very, very young, and me just kind of going. Because I had the mom who would talk to me. I had the mom who would tell me like, this is right, this is wrong, this is how you should operate. You need to operate out of love. This is how you should love yourself. You know, all of these things. So at a very young age, I would process my emotions. I would process things very young. I would pay attention to myself, how I reacted to things like very, very early. So I didn't think I had any issues. I was like, okay, I'm fine. Like, this is normal for me to feel this. Like, I'm just going to, keep going on with life. But when I got in high school, I didn't really date like that. I think I had my boyfriend my senior year. Like, so I didn't really deal with relationships.
Yeah.
Right.
But once I started dealing with relationships,
You're
like,
in it.
then I was like, oh, I got stuff going on.
Wow,
Like,
accepting certain things.
Yeah.
yes. And in my very first relationship, that's always hard with your very first relationship, your first and all that
Your
stuff.
first love, yeah.
I was a late bloomer. I was 19. So like, just like after him, I felt like I wanted to, I like that feeling like of having a boyfriend and having a companion outside of family. Like, I like that. And I've always been the type, I'm a lover girl. Always been a lover girl.
Yes.
I want family. I want marriage. I want monogamy. I want a lot of children. I want this.
Yeah,
like, I've always wanted
Right.
that. Always wanted that. Like, always wanted that. I've always been a mom because I had to grow up early, helping mommy,
helping me.
raise Kevin and stuff like that. So, yeah. So as I went through life and I started entering into these relationships, it wasn't until I moved to Maryland and I started dealing with guys out here. Like, when I first started like talking to people, mind you, I've been single for 7 years, but like talking to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dang, like, I have an issue with rejection. I have an issue with rejection. And where does that stem from? Does that stem from my dad, me feeling like my dad rejected me when I was younger, not being around, or me calling him like, hey, Dad, I want to see you, or when you're going to come here, and he doesn't come, like feeling rejected in that. Like, does that stem from that? Having the fear of like the feeling of being rejected and things of that nature. And then also, like you said, just laying at night, and by this time I already have my son,
Right.
and I love my son to life. Like, I have my son with me. He's all I need to complete me.
Right.
Like, I'm complete now. I have my baby.
Right.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I still felt alone. My baby was right beside me, and we're laying down in bed, and it's in the middle of the night, and I feel like crying. I'm like, why do I feel like crying?
Yep.
Why do I feel so empty? Like, why do I feel like I'm so alone when I'm not?
Have a
And
whole body
then
next to you.
You have your
you
baby.
Your baby at that.
Your baby next
Still
to you,
not
not just
there.
like a man next to you, but
Yeah.
you have your baby next to
Yes.
you, and you still feel alone.
Yep. Yep.
Like, you really got to look at yourself. So I was just like, oh, wow. So
That's
in that
very
moment, laying there, I remember the moment. I remember all of that. I'm like, oh, my God, like, I have issues. I think I got daddy issues.
I'm realizing that now. Like,
Daddy issues. God.
wow.
So it's like,
One there.
and not only from him, right? Just like in general.
Yeah.
Love my dad, by the way. Just FYI.
Yes.
Put that out
Love
there.
that man. Love him to death. I know he loved me. I know that he has his own life story,
Yeah.
but this is just mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like,
I love that.
just waking up and just like feeling like I want to cry, and why do I feel so alone? And there are times as well where I would feel like claustrophobic. Where I'd just be like, I don't want to be like, I feel like my body is too small for my spirit, or I feel like I'm out of place, or I feel like it's just so much that I would feel in the moment. I'm like, okay, honey, yes, you have the mom that's the peaceful healing lady.
Yeah.
Yes, you have this self-love.
Yeah.
Well, not all the self-love that you think you have. Like,
Yeah.
yes, you have all this support in this family who
Yeah.
loves you and all that. But the issue lies within you and some
It
trauma that you've been through when you were younger.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, home is, and then in that moment, I'm like, well, as I was having this like epiphany with Yanni beside me and me in my home and things of that nature. And I'm like, okay, my home isn't within my son. My home isn't within this place, within this bed, within this physical body, but my home
It's,
is within
Within you.
me.
yep.
So then that's when I realized that. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm having this realization, but I still don't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's when I knew I needed to start my healing journey.
I
And then
love
that's when it
that.
began.
Wow, that you
And
said
that was
a
7 years
lot.
ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot and a lot. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So many little
Wow.
nuggets and gems in there.
And what
Wow.
about you? Like, when did you?
I was sitting here trying to think, like, when did I know it was time to start my healing journey? I think a lot of what you guys said is what a lot of women especially deal with. We
Yes.
tend to see it a
Yes.
lot in the relationships and the men and the things that we're accepting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And same, like, definitely just like daddy issues, sexual abuse at a young age,
Yeah.
having to grow up fast because of things that people did to you that
Yeah.
weren't your fault, being too young to process those things.
Right.
And like you said, just going and going and going and going. And then I think for me, in my adult life, when I started to see my trauma like bleed onto other people,
Wow.
is when I was like, okay,
I
Mm.
love
it's
that.
time to heal. And then you think it's everybody else. Like,
Yep.
no.
Oh my
Nothing
God.
is wrong with me.
It's
Like, no,
everybody
it's
else.
you. Why do you talk to me like
Yes.
this? Why do you do this? Why do you do this?
Mm.
It's like,
Victim,
wait a
victim,
second.
victim,
You
victim.
have these same issues with
Mhm.
everybody.
Yeah.
You
Got to
think that
be.
everybody is attacking you. You think that everybody
Oh
is
my
doing
God.
these certain things to you. And then it's like, okay, who's the common denominator?
You better
Yeah.
speak. I'm
You.
Woo, baby.
You have to be real with yourself.
Not the common
Yes.
denominator.
Right.
What's the common denominator?
That part.
You.
That's and it's so crazy.
And then it's like,
Wow.
oh, okay.
It's me.
I'm the problem. I have issues, and that's okay. But let's start to figure this out. So yeah,
Yes.
that's where mine started.
And you know what? Now something that you said, just like the common denominator, and I always look at people. It's they got this shovel, and they just dig and they just bury all the problems, and they just bury and bury and bury, and it goes down. It goes way under, way 6 feet under. You know, they just keep digging and going and going and going. Then they now like, okay, I done ran out of land to bury all my issues and my problem. Now they got all these band-aids. They putting band-aids on the wounds and spooning and all that. It's just so funny because that's how it is. And then guess what? They turn 80. And they live like that. They had a whole life of living just like that with no change. Because there's no progress with no change.
And I
That's
think
so
that is
upsetting to me.
scary.
Isn't it? So scary.
I think it's scary though. You got to think about it. We're really brave.
It's
We're really brave.
terrifying.
It's super scary
right.
to
It's
realize like that you're the issue.
Yeah.
Like that's already a thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm the issue.
Like even just
it's
acknowledging
me.
that it's
Wow.
hard. Yeah.
And then even deeper than that, like going into like with me, like having to go into, I had to relive like child abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like healing meaning
Have to, yep.
meant that I had to relive the child abuse, meant that I had to relive like certain rejection things, meant that I had to go back
Yes.
and really relive those things, which are very painful things. But I think that not everybody is cut like that where they can relive, because some of the things that they have to relive is
It
like
hurts.
they want to bury that and never look
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So it's not easy, but it's worth it.
It's not easy, but it's worth it, and everybody can do it.
Yes.
Everybody can do
Everybody
it.
can do it. Whether I feel like whether you're cut like whatever, whether what you came from, like there comes the day where you just have to do it.
Mhm.
Like you have to face it.
You just have to. We
Yeah.
all need healing, you know?
Yeah, you have to face yourself. And even with peaceful healing, I have to say, and I have to commend all of my students out there who stuck with me,
Yeah.
because it was the hardest journey that you could ever go on, and it still is a process. But I got to tell you, I'm telling you, and the ones who did not stick with me, it's okay. But do not let life go on
Yeah.
and keep on burying pain. And most of the times what we do is we go back into our old selves, our old regimen, our old environment. All those things has to change when you're healing. I remember on the healing process, I was always wondering, like, wow, I'm so bored now. Where my friends at?
Mhm.
I done lost my friends. I done lost my man. I done lost the job. I done lost. I said, girl, I sat down. Like, girl, you ain't lose nothing.
Mhm.
All that was taken away from you because it
That's
was supposed
key.
to. That's
For a
called
reason.
growth.
Yeah.
You grew. You outgrew them.
Mhm.
It's your time. It wasn't their time.
Mhm.
Their time was when their time is. It's not their time yet, but it's your turn. So when I would sit there and I think, like, dang, you're right. But it was years and years and years of just like, man, what am I supposed to do? And then, like, again, I always say, you find your tribe eventually down the line.
Yeah.
You do. But
that's key right there. I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of is losing parts of themselves, or they feel like
Yes.
if I heal from this pain or
Yep.
if I face this, that means that I'm forgiving that person, or like we feel like we don't want to forgive or to let go of our pain because it's like in some way satisfying our abuser,
Yes.
or it's in some way satisfying that person
A lot of
if
people
we
think
let
like
it
that.
go.
Mm-hmm.
But really, it's really hurting nobody but yourself. Like if you're still holding
it
on,
really is.
Yes.
or fear of detachment and things of that nature,
Yep.
it's really just like hurting yourself. That person, they did what they did. They buried what they did.
Absolutely.
They ain't worried about
And
you.
they live about their life.
Yeah.
Yep.
They is
But you're
not
still
worried about
hurting.
you,
Yep.
but you're still,
You're still crying at
You are.
night.
you don't want to let go of the
Until
pain.
They are not.
Until
The forgiveness
you,
is for you.
You don't want to let go of the
Not for them.
pain.
you
Yep.
have to. Until is you have to say you're not living rent free in my head anymore.
Love
Mhm.
that
And
saying.
you have to make up your mind. And always remember this: rejection is protection and redirection. Right?
You better
I
Say it again. Say it
You
one
better
more
say
time.
it.
Say it.
Say it louder for the
Say
people in
it
the back.
again.
Say it, Lola. Say
Say it louder for the people in the back. In the back.
Rejection is protection and redirection.
Mm.
I remember this woman saying, her name was Baba Julie. And she said that, and I'm just like, wow, that's so amazing to hear that, because I'm like, I'm being rejected by this, that, and that. This not happening. Oh, why? I'm like, what? Why not?
Why not?
Mhm.
Girl, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You are being protected, but you don't even know it because you're too busy trying to hold on to something that does not serve you, grow you, nor make you happy, but you still want to hold on to it. Like, what are you
Say it
doing?
again, honey.
So,
Because we're so
you better.
scared.
No,
We're
seriously.
so scared of the unknown.
We are
We
so
are
afraid.
terrified of the unknown. But when you walk away from those toxic relationships, those toxic things, it almost feels like something
Girl,
magical happens. Like literal
It's
magic.
like this.
Like so much starts to happen. You get the job that you've been waiting for,
Yep.
the exact amount of money that you asked for in your account, like all these things. You'd be like, what?
Everything opens up
Everything.
on divine timing, in God's timing. And sometimes, like, we'll pray for something, like we'll pray and we'll pray and we'll pray, and then we finally get it, and we're like, God, please remove anything that's not serving me. God, please protect me. God, please this.
And he removes
And
it.
God removes that
And
guy
then you
that
mad.
you've been.
And you're like, wait.
But
Yeah, God removes that guy that you've been trying to be with and trying to work everything
Right,
out with
right,
all
right,
these years.
right.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna move him. You're like, wait,
Wait, hold on.
yet.
Slow
I
down.
kinda
Slow
wanna
down.
hold
I
on.
like that one.
Right,
Yes.
right. Like you think you can pick and
Yes.
choose.
You
can't.
cannot, if you're really gonna live in your divine purpose,
Yes.
if you're really gonna follow God, if you're really gonna do that, like you have to be prepared to lose anything.
Oh my goodness.
Anything.
And
And
another
let go
thing.
of the control.
Another thing.
Control.
You cannot have one foot in and one foot out. It don't
Yeah.
work. You cannot say, "Oh, I'm healing," but then you going back out here hanging with the same people
Yeah.
or doing the same things you've been did. That's not healing, baby.
Yeah.
You are in
Yeah.
between worlds.
Yeah.
And believe me, it is, and I mean that. You are literally in
Literally.
between space and earth. If you really are. You in a whole another dimension when you're on the healing side. So it's different levels to healing. So
Yeah.
I really.
Yeah. And it's just like, so how did you start your healing journey? So when you were in that bed, you were beside this man and you realized that you felt empty. How did you begin?
I made up my mind.
Hmm.
One day I made up my mind. And I said, self, no more. And I really said that. I said, I will not do this anymore. So I started praying for God to just take him and remove him. And then one day, this man said that he was leaving. And he said he was leaving. Now, mind you, y'all, I'm living in California. Okay. If you don't know anything about California, it's high. I have 2 kids. I am working on my first book. He is the breadwinner. But when he told me he was leaving, you would have thought that I won a trillion. I promise you.
She
I
said,
said,
finally.
I was like, thank God.
Thanks.
A trillion.
Been waiting. I didn't want to do it. I'm glad you did.
When I tell y'all, today I was sitting in that kitchen, and I had a glass of wine, and he said, "This is my last time. I'll give you 2 months, and I'm gonna leave." And I drank my wine, and I said, "Okay." And he got mad and pushed out. You really mad? You really just okay? Just okay? You could tell you really don't care. No, I don't. I really don't. And when the day he left, he wanted to stay, and at that time I was in California. I had my sister out there, and my friends, and it was Halloween time. It was your birthday, actually. It was
Yes.
your birthday. He
Blessed.
actually walked out that door, and I was so afraid, though, because like I said, he was the breadwinner, and the house was in his name.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't want me and my kids be living on the streets and things like that. So I feel like I dealt with a lot because of my children.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do I get out of this? I prayed, I cried every night. Every time he walked in the door, my skin crawled, my body got stiff. I don't know if you guys ever felt that feeling. It's almost like when you're scared, or if you feel a really bad entity, and I mean entity,
Yeah.
or an energy that's not good, that was it.
Mm.
And he walked in that house. It could be 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I knew he was there because my body immediately
Tensed up.
tense. I was stiff. But the moment he said no more, and he walked out that door, and he took everything, and I still was okay. I was happy. Oh, you want to take the bed? Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, take that bed. Take all the furniture. Take everything you want. We're going to sleep on the floor. And that's what he did. He took everything. And when he took it, he says, I called him because he thought I was calling him to come back. I said, hey, when you coming to get the rest of your stuff? I thought you was calling me back there. No.
She's such
Just
a
checking.
Virgo.
No.
She's such a Virgo.
Cannot. Yes, Virgo all day.
She's a
When are
Virgo.
you leaving? Boy, get out of my life. So that's what happened once he left. That's when like I said, I changed my mind, and I was like, and then once I said okay, because see, the old me would be like, oh well, no, let's work it out. I didn't say that because I was tired.
Yeah.
I was tired. I had to make up my mind. When he left, I was like I said, I was on a part-time. I didn't even tell you, I was working part-time. So he was a breadwinner, and I was writing a book. I was working part-time at this company. He left. The very next day, the woman at that particular job that I was working at, she got fired. I became the director, started making the money, got 3 raises in less than
Look at
a
that.
month.
Look at God.
And the moment I let go and soon as I stopped trying to hold on to this mother,
All them doors opened.
every door opened that could have opened.
All them doors opened.
And from that moment, I actually did start getting sick. And I was actually in my sick times, I do remember. But from that moment is when I started letting everything and everybody go. And then I started living versus existing. And that's a different story and a whole nother podcast.
She said that's all
That's a whole other thing there.
That's a whole nother one, but it's a different story.
So changing your mindset was
So you
your
just
first step.
You have
deciding.
decide,
Yeah.
being open to receive. You have to be open to receive, right?
Yeah.
You have to. And always a student. Stop always being a teacher. Everybody not a teacher. Even if you are a teacher, you still should be a student.
Yeah.
Because a
You don't
person
know
who knows everything knows nothing. Listen.
Say that again.
Look,
Because I've been talking to
preaching.
people,
They think they know.
and I be trying to provide insight on certain things, or like if I see something, I usually say something.
Yeah.
I realize now that like not everybody wants you to
Nope.
Yeah.
help or just be
Yeah.
there, or
Yeah.
they just
And
want to be where they
that's the
are.
thing. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's true
they
too.
don't.
Some people is just like, or I think you just got to know when it's time for that and when it's
And when
not.
it's
Yep.
not.
Some people literally just want a listening ear.
Yep.
You know?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Some people just want a listening ear.
Yeah.
That's everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Ever noticed that?
Yeah. A lot of
You
people just
just
want
say-
to spill on
And then
you.
you say, "Well, I told you that last week."
Yeah. Eventually, you just stop saying anything. 'cause-
Okay. Well, you're not saying nothing.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not.
you're
You're such an actress. If you see her,
Her face.
okay.
Here, right. You know how like Miss
That's how
Parker
she-
said, Miss Parker, when she's like, "I'll see you honey later, honey." She's like,
Okay.
"Okay, like, okay."
Oh my
That's how I am
god.
when somebody telling me something over and over again.
It's hard. You can't bring
Yeah.
everybody with you on the journey.
You
and
cannot.
That's important too.
I know.
And that's hard. Especially when you love people. You just really love. I love people. We love
Oh, y'all.
We
people,
love
and I'm like,
hard and
wait.
deep.
Like, this is where you're about to go down. You're gonna fall off that
Mhm,
cliff. Like, you
mhm.
gotta
And you
wait.
see it, right?
Mhm.
You see.
Like, can you? Like, let me help you.
And it's so hard.
And they're like,
then
no.
You watch them fall.
This
off
is
the
where I
cliff.
want to be.
No.
This is where I
feel so bad.
I know.
Like, dang, I tried to tell you.
I
Yeah.
tried to tell you.
Yeah.
But
But-
Naya, where?
But
How did you start?
I started with what you always do in Peaceful Healing, reevaluating myself.
Mm-hmm.
Started there, and that looked like what you had to do was write out all the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yep.
So write out all the things I didn't like about myself and the things that I did like, because you want to keep that stuff and nourish it. But figuring out all the things that I didn't like about myself was the first step, and then from there, figuring out where those things stemmed from, because most of it stemmed from like childhood trauma and
Yes.
experiences in my early life. So then looking at where it stemmed from and then healing those things one by
Wow.
one were the first steps. And then from there, just kind of keeping that and having my tribe and my
Yes.
community. You are who you surround yourself with.
Yep.
So surrounding myself with like-minded people that are also on their healing journey that I
Yeah.
can go to and talk to and
Wow.
things like that. And I honestly find myself having to repeat that cycle often. Like sometimes you have to do it yearly. Sometimes you got to do it
know.
monthly. But I think you should always reevaluate, figure out the things you don't like about yourself, figure out why you don't like those things, work on it, change it, and keep good
I love
people
that.
and like
Exactly in that order.
Yeah, in that
Wow.
order,
Yes.
and continue to do that cycle. So yeah, those are my first steps,
Wow.
and it took a long time.
I was gonna ask you that. Were there
Yeah, I was
times
gonna-
where
yeah.
you like started and stopped in that
Yeah.
process because
To be
of?
honest, no.
You was
Okay.
ready when you was
I never
ready.
stopped. Yeah, because
Wow.
when I made my mind up, like you said, like I made my mind up. Like there was no going back
Yes.
after that. And I honestly feel like, and I'm sure y'all can relate, when you really, really choose to heal and immerse yourself in
Yes.
that, it's almost like you can't go back even if you want to.
Yes.
You just opened up the box. Like you
Yes.
can't
So now
open
you
up
gotta-
Pandora's box and close it and think that
Yes.
nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like
You're
if
right.
you open the box, the
You
box
gotta
is
go
open.
forward. You gotta
Got
go.
it.
The only way is through.
The only way is through.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I never started and stopped. But I definitely took my time.
Mm-hmm.
I took my time with it.
And you want to. You always
Yeah.
want to take your time
Yeah,
because you want to make sure. But I love that.
yeah.
I love that. Now, as far as your surroundings, though, like, was that hard to push them out, especially people who are like were clingy or?
Yeah, it was tough. It was very tough. Had to let go of a lot of really good friends, like childhood friends,
Oh.
people that I knew for years.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Had to let go of a lot of people just because they were just in a different space. They weren't ready
Yeah.
to heal. They were going through a lot. And in all of my friendships, I used to always be the person that was like pouring into others,
Mhm.
because for whatever reason, broken people, probably because I was broken,
Yeah.
broken people were attracting themselves to
Yeah,
me. Like
yeah.
we were like
Yeah.
magnets.
Yeah.
Love that.
But although I was also broken, I've just always been a little bit stronger, like in my mindset than
I love
other
that you
people.
acknowledge this stuff.
Yeah, so I was always the person, even though I'm broken too, I'm pouring into you, and I really don't even got it to pour into
Right.
you, but that's
Yeah.
just who I am.
Yeah.
So then once I started healing, it was like, okay, I can't do that anymore. Like you have to go. If this is what our relationship is going to be, I can't do this and that
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I gotta
completely.
choose
me.
myself. Yes.
hmm
Yes, that's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
That's
Wow.
good.
How about you, girl?
Yes.
For me, starting my healing journey, what did I do first? Oh man, I think after I acknowledged you know, that I had issues that stemmed from childhood. And I figured out why I was feeling like this. I think from there, I really just kind of like started figuring out the steps to try to heal each thing,
Mm-hmm.
or at least work on each thing. So I'm very self aware, and I process information really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't take me that long to like figure out what was what, or
Right,
what stemmed
right,
from what.
right.
But it was more so of like the actions after that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, self love.
Yes.
My issues with men, like all of this, I'm like, okay, I need to love myself, and I'm not loving myself fully. How do I do that?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I did, and I still do, like affirmations, self love affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
I prayed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
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 I automatically, because I don't always have the strength, I always don't have the answers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me in particular, I'm always like going to God. I'm always going to
Yep.
the divine, my
Yep.
ancestors. Like that's automatically where I go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was just like a lot of prayer, like asking, like, where do I go? What are my next steps?
Right.
Please show me what's hidden.
Right.
Like things of that nature. I'll do meditations for self love. I'll do meditations for letting go.
Yeah.
I did meditations for blockages, removing blockages. Then it was like the self love affirmations in the morning and at night.
Yes.
I even recorded myself, my own voice.
Yep.
Ooh, I love that.
Doing like I am love, I am beautiful, I am home within myself. Like
Yeah.
I would record myself that, and I would listen to it all the time, and my frequency just started rising.
It does. It's on a
My
different vibration.
yeah, my I just started rising. I just started feeling full of like love and peace. I was even able to pour into Yanni more,
Yeah.
you know, because I just felt so good within myself. I thought I was giving him everything, but kids know
Yeah.
when you're not fully happy within yourself.
They do.
Kids
Yes.
know. So I was even able to be a better mom to him, you know. So it was just really just like, for me, straight going to prayer,
I love that.
affirmations, meditation. Yeah, it's really just those things. And then another thing with me is I like to talk things out.
Yes.
So I'll talk to like the people that I'm closest to, which is like my mom, Bia. I would be like, hey, so this is how I'm feeling. And she'd be like, okay, you know, I've been there. And then, you know, we'll talk as well. So for me, it's not always just like a handbook to it. It's just like wherever God
Yeah.
leads me, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Step by step. You know, Sherry, you said something, and I know, guys, we're going to have to get into our Q&As. But you said something that you feel in your emotions and things like that. You actually taught me to feel emotions. Because I am that one. That's why I know that the healing was really, really hard. Because I was a Band-Aid and berry type of person. I'm speaking merely from experience. And he was like, Mom, how do you feel? And I was like, oh, it's whatever. You know, it is what it is. That's how people are, whatever it is. You know, and I was just like, when I sit back and I think about that, and I'm like, what? I'm like, that's so funny that I was like that.
I mean, you were hard.
I was hard. I was a
She was
rock.
hard.
And it was so crazy because I remember even hanging out at one of my girlfriends had this event. And it was like a few of us ladies at the table, and we were talking, and they were talking about their issues and different things like that. And I'm listening to them, and I'm just like, wow, you know, and all the things that I've been through, I just was like, wow, that's so sad. And you want to talk to them and, you know, help them out and things like that. And I just was listening to these women, and they were speaking from brokenness and hatred and anger and just everything. And my girlfriend called me maybe like a couple of days later. She said one of her girlfriends said that you know, nothing, Bea don't go, haven't been through nothing in life. And she said, well, how you know? She said, because I could tell. And my friend dug in her. She said, no, she just don't operate from that hurt place anymore. That's how you know when a person is still hurt. To listen to them talk.
Just listen
Just
to
listen.
them.
Just listen to them talk. I don't operate from that hurt place anymore, but it took a lot. And when I tell you, the Shira had to say, Mommy, how do you feel? And and then now, she gets my emotions. And I seen something I ain't like, and I just don't. I said, I don't know why, I'd be calling night like, nah, it just don't make,
I was gonna say I've seen this transition
Yes.
myself.
God.
Yeah, I've
'Cause
seen
know.
it. Yeah, you'll call me now with feelings. I'm like,
Right.
Feelings?
okay. I'm like, tell me.
Tell
Ain't
me.
nobody
Like, Naya,
knew
I'm
it.
so sorry to just like say all this to you. I'm like, no, do this more. Like,
You know
give
that
me
person,
more.
You know that person who don't talk? Like
Yeah.
that person who don't talk,
Yes.
like Michael, right?
Yes.
If Michael start talking,
Then you
or
better
like-
listen.
Bea start talking, you like, oh wait.
Look, hold up. Let me
me get
sit
my-
down. Let me get comfortable. Like, yes, let's
Let me
do
get my
this.
pen and pad.
Yes,
You better.
literally.
Because I am not a talker, but when
When
I
you do-
talk, if something has bothered me.
Yeah.
But now I know, okay, nope, not doing that no more because it actually feels better. I mean, it feels
Yeah.
good to me to throw it up than to keep it in.
Mm-hmm.
Honey.
Your stomach is
And
going
there's
to hurt.
nothing wrong with feeling. Right.
I got to get it out.
Like,
But it is actually a physical thing.
It is.
It's
you can
actually
feel it in your
a
body.
physical
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
once you actually let go, like you feel like you had just got a real good vomit.
Yes.
That sounds
You
so
do.
nasty.
It does
But
sound.
you feel like
Yeah.
but you feel good after, like, whoo.
But even literally though, physically, I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I really started my spiritual journey, remember I was throwing up, I was like purging
She
things
was.
out. Like I went through a
I remember
physical
that one.
experience in my healing journey.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah,
I
like,
remember that
and
one.
you feel it. It was like, and you know the difference between a normal throw
Yep.
up, like I ate something bad,
Or
and
something
a
coming
spiritual
out of
throw
there.
up,
Yep.
something coming out. Yeah, it was like a purge, and I was like, ugh, I was exhausted
Yep.
after.
And it feels so good when you do it.
Yes.
So,
Wow.
guys, so do you want to? We should probably.
We got to get into the Q&A.
Q&As. We should get into these Q&As.
Thanks for the questions, guys.
Yes,
you got a lot of
everybody.
questions. Yes.
So you have any questions?
I have
pulled
the
up?
questions up. I got
All
the
right,
questions
so
up.
let's pick through them. Let's pick
All
through
right.
them. Let's see.
So, do y'all want to start with?
I gotta
Let's
find
see.
my. Look, now we got so many notes.
All right.
Okay. You wanna...
Because we got so many. You want to start with one from India?
Yeah.
Yes, India had
India,
a.
thank you, girl.
Thank you, India.
Thank you, India. You
All right.
want to go with India?
You want to just pick one, Naya?
Yeah. Which
She
one?
She has quite a
She
few.
has a lot, and they're so good.
This one was nice.
Yes. Okay. What's one way we can open someone's mind who thinks they don't need healing or feel they are already healed?
Mm.
That's
Wow.
a good question.
That's
Can
a good
I-
question.
Yeah, start.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
We so
Y'all are so annoying.
we got issues, y'all. Don't mind us.
Please do. Yeah.
Please.
Happy Naya.
In my personal opinion,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot change anybody that does not want to be changed.
Thank you. That was literally.
However,
that one.
what you can do is you can invite them out to things that you're into.
Mm-hmm.
So you can invite them out to like different like meditation sessions, or you can invite them out to like feel good events.
Mhm.
You can invite them out to yoga sessions,
Mhm.
or if you're having things at your house or things of that nature, like you can invite them into your world.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And what will happen is they will feel how it feels to be in your world. And then when they leave your world, they'll feel how it feels to be in their world.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when that may nudge them, but
Yep.
they have to do it all on
Mhm.
their
Yep.
own. There's really nothing that you can say. They'll have to do it on their own, but that may give them that nudge like, oh, I want to feel good.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through this anymore. Like, I want to actually change. You know what? And then next thing you know, they might be coming out to you like, hey,
Yeah.
can we have a
Can we-
conversation?
Yeah.
Or how did you do this? Or,
Yep.
you know,
But
that's in my personal opinion.
I
You
love
cannot
it.
change anybody, but you can invite them into your world.
I love
you are
that one.
completely right.
I love that one.
You couldn't
You
have
said
it
yeah.
better. Like, literally, yeah.
Have it.
That's it. That's the answer.
Can we go with Michael? Because
Yeah.
Michael had a really good one.
Mm.
Thank you, Michael, for your question. He says, healing conversations can be hard. How do you tell someone that they need to do more work with it without it being an argument? Wow. So, honestly, I go through that a lot.
Mhm.
Honestly, what I do is I just listen to a person when they talk. But then maybe I'm gonna take it to peaceful healing, Michael. If that's okay, which I'm gonna take it to peaceful healing. So in peaceful healing, what I do is I listen to people. I listen to what they say. I listen to how they say it, and then I have them reevaluate themselves. And that's honestly, they start. So I make them answer their own questions. Like I had a guy who knew everything. He got, I don't need the heal. I don't need no this. I don't need that. I don't need. He eventually got it. He got it about 2 years later, but he got it. It took some time.
Yeah.
But he got it. But it was a lot of arguments. So you have to let them just
speak and listen.
I listen to them.
Yeah.
Just like
you can't tell a person that they need to heal because they don't want to hear that.
That's what I was going to say. For me, it goes back to the last question and similar to the answer that you gave. I don't think that it's our job to tell anybody that they need to heal.
It's not our job.
It's not our job. So you just don't.
Don't say anything.
If I think when it comes to people like that, if you know it's going to be an argument, at that point, you either choose to not have them around or you accept them for where they are. And to me, those are really the only two options because I'm not gonna do
You
that.
can't do it.
I'm not doing the back and forth.
I have.
Now you said, I don't feel like
I'm
shit.
sorry.
I'm that with you.
And it's not my job. Like
I agree. I understand. I do understand.
Unless
that.
they choose.
Agree.
Like Peaceful Healing, she said, I chose to go into Peaceful Healing class, right? I chose to go to therapy.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
But just normal conversation, and I know you're going to be argumentative, you're not ready to heal.
Sometimes you got to pick and choose your battles.
Yeah.
I think a good way is to ask them, like, hey, and you can start off from a place of like, look, listen, I love you a lot. And you have been coming to me with this issue for a while. And there's some things with me being your friend, with me being your family that I've experienced just being around you. Can I offer you some advice that may hurt a little bit, that may be a little bit difficult for you to understand? And can we agree that you won't get defensive? Can we agree that, and just know that I'm coming from a place of good intention and love. Can I say this to you? If they say, you know what, Shira,
let them decide.
Let them decide. Shira, Shira, I don't want to hear none of that. Shira, no, I don't want to do this with you right now. Or Shira, you know what? I'm going to try to be open. And if I do react a certain way, cool. You know what I mean? And then just go from there. I feel like.
That's a good way to do it.
It's a great way to do it.
Because sometimes when because if you really, really love a person, like let's say this is your significant other, and you're like, babe,
right?
I am in this with you, and if we don't have this conversation, you may lose me. So we need to have this conversation. But when I'm having this conversation with you, this is the place that I'm having it from. This is my what am I trying to say? This is my intention.
Yeah.
My intention is not to attack you. I'm not attacking you. I'm not trying to win. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to throw salt on your wounds. This is where I'm coming from. So, Michael, I would say just to ask them, have that conversation, be candid, be open, be genuine with them, you know?
Yeah. And just if they give you slap back or anything like that, or just let them, whenever they're ready. Whenever they're ready, they'll come to you. And they have to change their mind.
Yeah.
And I also feel like I'm that type, though. People know. Like, Shira is going to tell me the real. Yeah. All right. What's another one?
We have Isha.
We got so many.
I know.
Thank
Chandra.
y'all.
We have a lot. Okay. And we only have we got to probably answer like one more, maybe two.
Naya, you want to read one?
Let's do Chandra. I like the question. Thank you, Chandra.
Thank you,
Chandra.
What was the hardest boundary you had to set?
Ooh.
I think that's a great question.
I love it.
And I got to think about it.
The hardest boundary?
Teaching somebody how to treat me.
I
feel like that was respect, like to respect me.
But what? But like boundary,
like it would be more like
Chandra, you got me tripped.
You gotta
like
stuck,
you know,
Chandra.
you do have to set certain boundaries, and I feel like respect was one of my
the boundaries.
One of my boundaries I had to set for people and teaching them how to respect me and treat me. But no, what was you gonna say? You was gonna say?
What was I about to say? Because when you started talking, I was tuned in.
I know.
Hardest boundary, honestly. And I think the hardest boundary, this is always going to take the cake for the hardest boundary when you can no longer be friends or have a relationship with somebody and you have to tell them to stop contacting you and you have to tell them to like that, like you have to end the relationship.
Yep.
And endings for me is very, very hard. I am the type that I do deal with, and I'm still working through my detachment issue. I get attached. I don't want to let that friend go. I don't want to let that person go. I love them. No, I don't want to. I to this day. I want to just work through it.
But that is so true.
But that's the hardest boundary for me is having to be like, look, we've already had conversations. You're not respecting me. I don't see us getting past this. I don't see you being in my life anymore and being in a place where you can grow with me. I have to cut this relationship off. And sometimes people don't want that. They'll try to fight for you and you're like, no.
And you have to let it go.
So just like setting that boundary of like, do not contact me anymore. I don't like blocking people, but like have you ever had to block somebody that you love so much? Like
and it's
having to block
hard.
them. Like this is it.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's a boundary for me.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that though.
Yeah.
I love that.
I have that. That was a good one, Shara. And another one for me, a hard boundary I had to set was, how can I say it? Like, you know how you're on the phone with somebody and they're always negative?
Yes.
So you're not cutting off the relationship necessarily, but you have to set the boundary of like, hey, I don't want to hear about negativity.
Yes.
Like, I really would rather not talk about this. That's always a hard boundary.
Yes.
For some reason, that's like really hard for me, I guess, in a way to like tell somebody about themselves. Like,
that's
but
what you're doing.
really, you know what I mean? But not being like mean about it. I feel like I'm working through like people pleasing tendencies. So I will listen. I will stay on the phone for hours.
Wow.
So setting that boundary of being like, okay, no more is hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so funny that you say that. I love that.
Yeah.
But no, when I tell y'all, I've had people, I think it was probably like a guy, or, you know, I don't know if it was disrespectful who he was. He would call me nigga all the time. Nigga down, nigga that, nigga that. And I was like, you got to respect. I said, well,
call me that.
and I told him, I said, do not talk to me like that. Right.
What's wrong with you?
And I said, don't call me that. And he said, I'm just doing it, you know, I'm joking.
I'm
like,
just
and I
talking.
ask
Like, no.
you
Some people really don't
to
know.
respect what I say. And so that's why I use respect as one, because I've had people do that.
Yeah.
I've had, and I couldn't understand it, but baby.
And they don't mean no harm, but it's just like.
He just was real.
That's just how he talks.
That's what he was.
Well, this isn't gonna work.
You want to talk like that?
Honey.
No.
Bye.
No. But goodbye.
All right, y'all. We have time for literally one more.
Okay.
Let me see.
You want to do?
Want to do Mr. Wilson?
Sure.
Says it's kind of short and straight to the point.
I would like to know how 3 brilliant-minded podcasters became as one, and how are the team related? Oh. I feel like we talked about this in the first one, didn't we?
I don't know if, we did. We did talk about it in the first
We did.
one.
But we can talk about it again.
Yeah.
Mr. Wilson, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
So how did we become one? How did we become one?
I think we was more so
peaceful
classes.
healing.
Peaceful
Yeah,
healing.
peaceful healing.
The play.
The play.
Just all of
Just
the
doing
different
things
together.
We
Communities
do
together.
so much together.
Working together, spending time together.
Yeah.
Like literally.
And we
Leaning
move
on
in
one another.
purpose together.
We do.
move in.
I think is really, really
We
big.
do.
Because
Nah,
we
yeah.
don't, it's rare actually, guys. And we were just saying we need to do this. I know we got to hurry up. But it's rare that we like go out for drinks or like we're just chilling, which we need to do more of.
We need to do
But
more.
we move in purpose. Like this
Yes.
is purpose right here. This is magic
Purpose,
right
yes.
here.
Yes.
Like, you know? So
Yes,
we're
yes,
just we're just one.
Yeah.
That's who we
We're
are,
just one.
Mr. Wilson.
Living in purpose
Yes,
together.
and we're cousins. Yeah.
And
That's how we're related.
cousin mama.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, I said cousin.
Cousin mama. Cousin mama.
Cousin
mama, daughter.
Cousin mama.
Yeah.
We feel like we're all cousins. Like,
Yes.
all
So,
right, y'all.
have
Wow,
we?
today was good.
It was
Yeah.
really, really good.
We have so many more questions too.
It was
I
a
know.
lot.
Thank
We
you,
can-
Tyler. Thank you, Isha. Thank you. We have so many.
And we can
Yes.
do more
We'll do
too.
more
I
in
would
the
like
next
to do
episode.
more if we
Yeah.
could just answer some few
Yeah.
For
If that's
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
But we do want to leave you guys on a positive note today and just let you all know, is there anything that y'all want to say? I'm going to say check on your mental on a daily basis, not just on Monday, not just on Wednesday, but every day.
I would say be careful who and what you let in.
Yeah.
Naya,
That's mine.
say it again.
Be
It's like,
careful who and what you let in.
Say it again.
One more. You got a nugget for me?
wow. With me, be patient with yourself.
Yes.
That part.
Oh,
Be patient
love
with
it.
yourself.
love that.
Be patient with yourself. Not everything is going to come as easily as you want it to be. Sometimes you are not always going to be where you think you're supposed to be in the time that you think you're supposed to be in it. Be patient with yourself.
And you are not always in control.
Let go.
Let go.
Let go and let God.
Let go and let God. Let go and let God.
Let go and let God.
Let go.
But on a divine note,
On a divine note, we are out of here.
Yes.
Please, guys.
thank you so much for watching.
Please subscribe to all of our platforms. Like, subscribe, and share.
Yes. See you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
So much for tuning in to today's episode. Remember to subscribe, like, and share, and follow us on all social media platforms.